T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Hasbro Pulse exclusive HASLAB Cobra H.I.S.S. Not only will we be looking at this, but of course Cobra H.I.S.S comes with the Cobra H.I.S.S driver, which is number 99 right here. There are no barcodes because this is a crowdfund product that shouldn't be sold at regular retail. We also get the Cobra H.I.S.S Tactician, which is signed by, or has Ron Rudat's signature on there. He is like the original Hasbro artist for G.I. Joe. And I'm pretty sure he probably worked on other stuff I didn't read all the way, but that's number 100. This is the figure we all had to vote on once it was fully funded. And this is the Cobra H.I.S.S Gunner, which is a female Cobra operative, number 101. Anything I don't show in this chill review, I show in the unboxing video. So make sure you go over there. And also, last final tier was this Cobra retro card style. I guess this is one they don't expect you to open. They didn't even punch out the little hole at the top for the tag, and no, I didn't bend that up. But I don't know if it matters because I'm gonna have to open it for this review. But yeah, cool thing that's weird about him. Well, I'll show you in the review. I have a lot to cover, so I'm trying to be streamlined as possible, which I'm already failing at. Anyway, that was the front of the box. This is the top where it says Semper Fidelis Serpens right there. Of course, that's the long way of saying Semper Fi. And then I had to get a whole speech from my friend George, Plastic Addict, because he is a Marine. Or once you're stop being active duty, you're still a Marine. Whatever. He's gonna say yeah. That, and on the bottom we have a whole bunch of information on this thing, which I showed up close basically in the unboxing. So there you go with that. Outside of all that stuff, we get this instruction manual right here and these stickers. And I don't know if you can see, but in my eyes, this looks like it's actually glowing for real. But I like the sticker sheet because I can go ahead and change that number if I wanted to 978, and I might do that. So there's that. And of course, I had no idea that the H.I.S.S stood for High Speed Sentry because they took 2 of the letters from high instead of making up a word. But here we get to see that they talk about how to put the batteries in there, how to put everything together. And I'm not going to show the accessories like in a parade. I'm going to show them as I'm actually assembling this thing, because technically it's not fully assembled. But as you can see, kinda like right here, it's not just like solid black. Is like, you see that where it's like changing different consistencies. Let's show you this right here. Like this cap comes off. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Some of this stuff I haven't messed with. Here is the rear of it. You can see various lights. I put the batteries in. We have things like this ladder. This ladder latches right here very tightly and securely, so it will stay flush up here. But that makes it scary to pull down. It feels like you're gonna break it. If anything feels a little tiny bit not as, how can I put the word, expensive as the rest of this definitely, this piece of plastic, oof. I guess they designed it like that on purpose so you won't break it. But here's this stuff right here. I accidentally pushed the button. Here's this. Here is the underbelly. batteries, 3 AAA. Here's the front of this. And I'm going to try to get in on the cockpit before I put in the canopy. But yeah, here's the seat right there. Nice texture. The seat belt, which does wrap back there. I mean, you can adjust it. You get a fully functional joystick right there. This handle, does this button work? Nope. Those are the 2 only functional things because the driver can actually touch that. Then we get controls in here. Let me lighten things up. There we are. Of course, that's gonna light up, but it's like damn near duplicate set control on this side right here. There's that, and pardon any scraping on the microphone because I'm doing this freehand. Back here, we have this door that opens up, and you have like the weapons rack right there. Plus, it acts as a ladder, I guess, with a gunner to get up there. But yeah, I guess it would be better for the gunner to get in on the outside. You got this seat. It looked like they were thinking about putting 2 seats in there, but they didn't. But you can adjust it. Only thing that I'll complain about right now is I think that seat should definitely have some type of seat belt or strap, because nothing's holding the passenger into that seat. But yeah, you can put it like this, so there's a ledge. You also have this hitch for something I guess they're going to release later, which I think they already did. And one thing I can show y'all now before I put this thing together, these treads, you don't even have to do anything. When you push this forward, they work, and it's made out of like a flexible plastic material. I'm guessing this isn't rubber, because rubber, you know, degrades over time. Plastic does too. But this is awesome. All those wheels right there actually function. I guess that's what really helps it. Like back in the day with something like this, you'd be pushing this and the wheels don't actually turn, which just stops the thing from functioning. Yeah, every single one of them. So that's cool. This was one of the deciding factors for me. This and the lights up front. But we'll get into that. Let's let you read this. There are like realistic notices on here that's not meant for us as like this being a toy. It's like you to pretend that this is a real thing. Now in my unboxing, I showed there was layers of protection for certain things. Like not only was this in a plastic bag, but it also had this like tape wrapped around it, this clear plastic wrapped around. Well, you can see right here, this canopy also has it. Here is the fully transparent canopy like you would get back in the day. I'm going to put this on so we can just see what it looks like, but I'm going to use the other one. Basically, this plugs straight down into it. Work. Yeah, there we are. And there's the latch in the front. So here's what it looks like with the old school retro canopy on there. All right, now let's start kitting this guy out with some of the accessories it comes with, like this shield right here. This is the retro style one. They have another one that's more, let me make sure I grab the right thing. This is the more modern take, but I guess this would be the retro. I'm gonna, since I have the plain canopy on there, I'm gonna put this in there, like kind of loosely, because I don't want it to be hard to take out. But I got that one in there. All right, let's put on the thing that makes this guy a tank, which is this right here. This is the controls right here. These are, of course, the cannons, and you have that Cobra logo right there. But we can attach that to this right here. down. Making this spin is a little bit difficult. It kind of get like stuck in certain spots. But we can bring these down. And they have like a purple tint, as you can see on the barrel. Same deal with this under barrel. This goes on the front. Right about where? Here-ish. Let's see if I can get that in there with no problem. Right now it's just a button. Yep, pushed it in there. That's cool. Then we have this shield right here. People were mentioning the Cobra gunner being like just out in the open, but you can put this here and cover the Cobra logo if you want. Yeah, there we go. So the gunner could have a shield right there. It is highly easy to hit the button that turns on the lights, but here's it all geared up like you would see on the old retro one. I don't think the old one had this cannon down here, but it definitely had the guns up there, this canopy, maybe some guards. I'm not sure if that's actually there, but that's what it would look like. Now the optional missiles right here. Each one of these missiles is capable of sliding off of there, which is cool. And it mounts in this thing right here. This latch opens up, and this should just plop in there. Yep, there we are. So now I'm going to modernize it. Just grab it both sides to pull that off. Now I'm going to put this one on. Hopefully. Well, that's as far as I'm going to push it. Off camera, I put the modern canopy on there. I'll zoom in on it. There's a lot more nice detail right here. You can still open up from right here. If I can get it to do that, yeah, you can still do that. But you can reach your fingers or grab the side and open up the canopy on the side, and the driver can like pass stuff to people without opening up the whole canopy. So it's cool. They have that to keep this kind of in place, which is cool. Now we have two of these side guns right here with these controls, which is cool. Or with the dials or whatever. They come with these little ammo drums that are keyed specifically for each side, so you can't get it wrong. I believe this one goes like that. And this one is really keyed differently. Right there. So I believe it, let's see. Yeah, it connects like that. And basically, you see the little ports on the front. I'm guessing you can fit the bullet effects or from the other little smaller figures. But basically, that goes into here on both sides. It's pliable, but since it's thick, it's not as gummy as the actual guns for the actual figures. One thing I'll tell you, they peg in there tight and almost like, not permanent, but they don't move. It doesn't swivel once you put it in there. It's just in there. So basically you need to aim it in the direction you want it to be going and then plug it down. So if you want it to be more straight or out to the side, that's what you need to do. The driver has like options. I guess this driver can take over these cannons while the gunner shoots these up and down. Probably gonna be editing this daggone video forever. I'm just on a H.I.S.S tank and I have 4 action figures to go through. But yeah, it looks nice, all armed up. without even the people in there. One more thing, this can come out if you want. I kept taking it off by accident, moving it around. Let's get into the lights. Like I said, there's a button under here that I've been pressing by accident. It's like right under there. It turns on the red lights on the front right here. It turns on the lights in the control area. We go with this. So having the figure on there with the light shining on them, that's gonna be cool when I do that. I believe all settings, when you open this door, the light comes on after you open it. So here, there's that. I think this slides out somehow. I need to find out how to do that. Now let's see what's going on. Maybe they could release a separate seat later, but I believe they did it in such a way where you can put the seat on the other side if you want. But this slides completely off, and we can put all the accessories in there that we need. But if you push the button again, the Cobra logo light comes on. Let me turn this off over here. You get to see who's coming at you. Like the Cobra logo is like pointed forward. That is awesome right there. That is one of the main selling points for me. Besides once they showed the working treads, and they showed the lights, and they showed that the Cobra logo appears. Like, I see it better in person than you're seeing right here. Like, it's hard to actually like film that. But, oh, let me move that out of the way. But here it is right there. And you push the button again, we get these lights. I believe, and then it's also lights on the rear. Push it again. We get even more lights on the front. Push it again. The Cobra logo goes away, and then it starts working in reverse order. The light starts turning off until everything is off again. And after 10 minutes, the lights turn off by themselves. I'm going to get more into detail on this once I actually open up the accessories so I can actually put them on there. But this one thing I didn't specify, this right here actually can hold the ramp up if you want. But if you have it down, you can have it flat. So there you are. Comparison, here's that Hot Wheels RC Batmobile I bought, but this is 1/10 scale, so it is bigger than it should be. I mean, it's big enough to fit the figures, but comfortably, but it is bigger than it should be next to this H.I.S.S. Here's Serpentor's ride right there. Here's the Baroness and the coil right there. Here's Scrap Iron and the anti-armor drone next to it. That's little. While we're here, these missiles on the side, I don't think they're compatible with this, because this is supposed to stick in like that, and there is no plug on there to actually plug into this. Now I could reverse it and kind of wedge this into there, do it like that, but of course I can't attach it to here anywhere. Here's the RAM cycle. Here are two 1/12 scale Harleys next to it. Of course this is leaning, but you get the picture. Here's the Lightyear plasma drill that can actually fit a G.I. Joe figure in there. Link in the description. If you don't see this link in the description, please tell me so I can put that in there. This thing has been dirt cheap, like $5 and $6 constantly. Fiona and Shrek right here. And I think I'm going to end there. The regular gun effects, I was able to get into these side cannons right here, but not into these cannons. I believe these are 3mm ports. So if you have something 3mm, hold on, let me see if I got something. All right, so here's the deal. I have these Transformers blast effects, one from Optimus, one from Megatron. I'm finding out that these are pliable. They don't feel like it, but when I started squeezing it, trying to get the effect in there, it's pliable. So even though this is like 3mm, I can force that in there. So they can shoot lasers, I guess. Just like on the cartoon, really. And let's see down here, because this is pliable as well. Yep, there we are. So if you got Transformers Masterpiece or something equivalent that uses these 3mm pegs, you can force it in there. There you are. Okay, here is the H.I.S.S driver, Tactician, and gunner. One thing I noticed that's different between them and the regular retail stuff is, you see how that's black and white? The inner packaging card artwork is actually painted. I'm gonna have to run a blow dry on these before I actually start reviewing them. And one thing's different about their boxes for the accessories is they actually give you like a finger thing so you can pull it out of the package. Now that they're going back to the window boxes, we won't get these anymore, which I did like these. I thought they should probably still come with this, but have the figures in the window box. But as you can see, you still get this paper right here with the thing sealed, the weapons still sealed in there. Okay, to fully get into these guys, they all come with the same accessories, except the female trooper has 1, 2, 3, 4 more accessories than the 2 male troopers. They all come packaged with trigger hands, and they come with an extra set of fists. They all come with a blaster like this that has a removable magazine. The barrel is right there, and it does have a blast effects port. So they shoot from the top and stab from the bottom. It looks like this would be designed to curve down, but it's not made like that. You get a basic pistol. Well, I say basic, but it's probably more futuristic than anything. And they all have like these two-tone gloves with that pattern on the back. Let me get the females. I like that. And the Tactician is like the somewhat inverse. In this case, his hand is gray, like a dark gray, and then black. So he has 3 colors, to be honest. The driver has these gloves right here, which look like they may have some type of tech in there or some type of something in there to make them more potent. The Tactician has the inverse color scheme. And there is no joint on these fists. They just plug in and they are what they are. That same thing goes for the female, except her gloves are more natural size. They aren't huge like the males. Tactician's weapon, same removable magazine, but it has more paint on it. I like it. This reminds me of something that would be with an Action Force figure. Same thing goes for the pistol. The pistol is the same, but it has more color. Awesome. Things the female trooper comes with that they don't. She has this shovel, which they had in this cardboard, and it didn't matter. It's still bent. Here's what the handles look like. Here's this. I warmed it up, and it still tends to want to bend. She also came with this hammer. All of this stuff, her weapons make me think about Fortnite. Then she has this shotgun with the removable cartridge right there. Really cool. But of course, every single one of them can share this stuff. As you can see, the driver and the gunner have the exact same color scheme because they were the main 2 characters you would get. He's the bonus. They all have this, and let me pull this fist off. They all have this removable control panel on the arm. So there's that. So all in all, and the heads are painted. Let me let you see that, the helmets. This is fully painted. It's an overlay. I'm going to imagine that this is one of the Cobra officers from at least the waist up is a Cobra officer. With this overlay, let me let you see this actually moves. And they have a new head and maybe a new neck. Everything from the waist down, and you see the blue in there, should be new and unique to this character. She is pretty much the same as him, but she is the female troop. You can tell looking at the shoulders and the gauntlets right here and the body. When I warmed her up, I could see under there she has the same chest as the Cobra Valkyries, but she has a new head. And everything from the waist down, because this is a permanent belt, should be new. And these legs are definitely new. Here is the holster with the gun in it. I didn't realize I didn't take that off. And let's let you see the Tactician. He is the most different, of course. Like, he doesn't have the same type of pattern as them, except the helmet is identical and fully painted. But the way they did the deco is different, of course. And I don't mean just because of the straight up color, but you see how that's red right there? But he has black right there on the shoulder. This one actually has black on the shoulder too, but it doesn't have a double tone on the chest. And he has a double tone on the legs, while these don't. But with this little device on the arm, these things are painted up way more than, I would say, your typical figure. All of the trigger wrists go up and down, mostly down because the thumb stops right there. They all have butterfly. Their heads are on a dumbbell joint. They go down, go to the side. Do this, bicep swivel, the double jointed pinless elbows bend in that much. They have the crunch underneath of here. The female has different articulation, as you can imagine. They can rock and tilt, drop down hips as normal, kick forward, like more than 90 slightly. Back, swivel, the pinless double knees, come up that far. They have swivel right here in the ankle. The foot goes back, and because of where the joint placement is, it comes forward and you get ankle pivot. Now the Tactician, he does have this breakup in the design because of that, because of the way they painted it. I mean, of course, the other one has it, but you don't see it so much because it's not a double tone. Female has all the same articulation in the legs. She even has the swivel at the ankle, thank goodness, and it goes up, comes down. The torso, I mean, she has good backwards butterfly and not really much forward. Her head can look up and down and do all that. I had to warm her up a lot. Her elbows should be able to bend all the way. There we go. I had to warm her up a lot to make her even be able to do this, because her torso was like almost unmovable. I couldn't do any of this before I heated her up. Now let's let you drop down hips. Only slightly, but then they come back down more than 90, go back, blah, blah, blah. So they all have the good articulation we're used to. As far as accessory storage, the only thing you can store on them is their gun. You can't store anything else. Now here's the weapon storage they do have. You can put the hammer here, the shovel there, and all three of their bigger blasters right there. I kind of have their magazines overlapped so that I could fit this in there, or else this will be too high. So you can see these things right here. You slide these over top of that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it on camera, so I'm not going to murder myself if I don't do it on the first try. But yeah, I was able to do it. Now they're stored away. All of that out of the way, here is a seatbelt. It unpegs from this. Of course, you just sit the person in there, and then plug this back together like that. Yes, if you thought it would be, getting the driver in here is a chore. getting these straps over the shoulders, because you see their shoulder design. It's like no way to get it like symmetrical comfortably. The legs don't bend, they pretty much sit out straight. So it's not like sitting in a seat, it's like sitting with the legs straight. Getting the hands around these controls, hard too. But he's in there. Wanted to show him in there with the controls lit up. Let's brighten it up a little more. But yeah, that's what he looks like. And here he is with the gull wing up. So you can put his hand out there, like I said, and do whatever. Shoot somebody that you can't directly shoot. The controls on this gun are pliable, like real pliable. So before you drive yourself batshit crazy, I suggest just detaching this, getting her hands on there, and then reattaching it. So now here we are with the gunner controlling this. I'd imagine if this were the real situation, there would be some type of controls down there, or like a screen, a holographic screen or something that she can see beyond this blast shield. Or we could take the shield off, and here you go with that. So she can see in whatever direction, and she's good to go. Well, this may be cumbersome, but I wanted to see if two people could actually fit in here so that one person could be controlling the main cannon while the other one's controlling the Gatling gun. And I can't really, his hands barely fit around that, by the way, so it's definitely like it was specifically designed for her. Here she is on these guns. So there's that. All right, down here, the Tactician is getting ready. You see how the light comes on? He's in there getting ready to come out blasting. There's no time for fun and games down here. There's nothing for him to do there besides sit there and look at those guns getting ready. There is like no space in there. He is a tight squeeze to be short. You have to push the seat up for him to get into this comfortable seated position. So maybe even though she is the gunner by name, I think it's more designed for her to be in there. Here she is, it's less of a tight squeeze. The seat, I wanted to try to pull it out to move it over here, but the top of it actually bumps into the top of the H.I.S.S. So for me, there's no removing it unless you've seen somebody else do it in their video. And they comfortably stand up in here. No. And this is the female. Her head is absolutely bumping into the roof of this. I'm trying to think of scenarios people might want. You can get these two in there, technically. Yeah, she's in there. You may be able to get one more person up underneath of the gunner pit up there. I was able to get this female Cobra officer back there, but I tried to get this Viper sitting back there and I couldn't. His head is just too high and it's hard to get around this chair. I mean, I guess if you're willing to force anything, you could do it. And I don't know why I didn't think about this. So I'm gonna move that out the way. Let's see if I can get this in there while he's in here. Yep, I was able to get that in there. I should be able to sit this dude in there. Yep. And so 3 people can get in there if you want. Final thing to be said about these guys before I open the Cobra Commander. Getting the gun in the male hands is difficult, this rifle. Like even getting their hands around this, it is very difficult. And this holster on the female and the males, like the hips are thinner than the thighs because of this armor. These just move up and down and they are loose on the male and the female, so that can be aggravating, but it ain't too much of a big deal. But I do want to mention everything. Those are my main gripes with them: this moving up and getting the rifles in their hand. And oh yeah, the weapon cartridges, this definitely falls out easy on my copy, and the regular magazines, they're in there, but some of them come out looser than I would like. All right, let's film this one last time. While he's in here, I'm not gonna cut the bubble all the way off. I usually just go around the bottom, do that. So I could put all this stuff back in there if I want to. Well, let's read this. And the thing about this, the first copy of Cobra Commander had a messed up Cobra logo. They corrected it later, but they wanted to honor that with this special edition Cobra Commander. I would imagine he's going to get his own separate release, and he's going to have a correct logo. I don't know what else is going to be changed. I doubt anything would be changed because they don't need to change anything. It's completely retro. He might have like no, he has the pinstripe down the leg. I can't think of anything else. This is perfectly what he looked like. The only thing they could do is give him the hood, but they've been going against giving him the hood. You have entirely no clue how long it took me to get these guys standing here. Way too long standing here holding their guns like that. And I need to correct something. The two males have wrist hinges that go in and out like this, but the trigger hand goes up and down, while the female has two trigger hands that go up and down. Cobra Commander is good. He looks good. He is painted like crazy. The pinstripe goes all the way down, even down to the shoe. And they painted blue and red right there. And they painted the blue on the inside. He has the knife holster, the red on the belt, the red right here. He has black painted on his back. This is meant to mimic that gimmick he had where he could store the gun in his back without a holster. It looks like a laser type pistol. He probably could charge it up and then shoot at any time he needs. One cool thing on the arms, not only does he have the stripes going around the wrist, but he actually has black cuffs painted on there. Like, that is really, really cool. The head comes off kind of plain, especially even compared to the regular troopers, but they were mimicking the cartoon. I can't remember whether the helmet was this plain. But this pig stays in there awesomely. I didn't think I'd be able to take it out that easy because it took a lot of effort to put it in there. But there's that. And yeah, I think the sculpt came out like really good. Even though he has that joint right here, they perfected that. But let's get into the articulation. That joint can go that far. It can't go back as much. You get the ball at the base and a dumbbell at the top. You can look up about that much. Arm goes out more than 90 a little bit. Do that. It can go back a lot. Can come forward a lot, to be honest. In fact, let's bend it. I mean, it doesn't arch in front of the body, but the butterfly does rock forward a lot. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow that goes basically all the way up. These wrists on the fist hinge in and out. Drop down hip like you're used to. The ball at the base of the waist. This is all soft, pliable. You can kick all the way out to the side. Kick up more than 90. Kick back, thigh rotation. Pinless double knees. He has an ankle swivel. Thank you. The foot can come forward. The foot can come back. And ankle pivot. Here's what his unrealistic gun is looking like. It doesn't even have a hole in the barrel. So you know it shoots some type of waves or something. They gave him two trigger hands, left and right. So you can decide on which hand you want him to use. They gave him a pointing finger. Lastly, Cobra Commander loves this globe with the stake around it. He comes with a hand to hold that. But yeah. Spent a lot of time putting these out here. This should be like every Cobra Trooper mold. At least one of them. Some of them have been duplicated. And as you can see, the gunner is pretty much the same height as the female Valkyries. And the driver is taller than the Cobra Troopers. But here are all these people. Let me try to get a wide shot, or as wide as I can get. I was going on about how excellently decoed this Cobra Commander is, which it is, but these are all awesome as well. This one should be, since he was a deluxe. And the Regal one is looking good. But I have reviews on all 3 of them. So you can check that out in my G.I. Joe Classified series playlist. Cobra would sometimes wear a pink cape, but here he is with the Serpent Supreme cape. But overall, I like him. I don't have too much to complain about with him. I was trying to get him with the pose with his arms behind his back. I think I did have him in that pose. And when I was doing that, it was looking like it was trying to separate the shoulder from the bicep on the peg when I was doing that. That was annoying. I always complain about the neck articulation about all of these now that they went away from using a hinge and using the dumbbell joint. So I can complain about that with every figure. But other than that, he's pretty cool and he's pretty good. He comes with the stuff that he's known to come with. Plus extras as far as hands. 2 fists, thank you. But as far as this whole set, I am tired. Yes, I like it. I'm super satisfied. I like the troopers, I like him, and I like the H.I.S.S. It's great. Alright, here's the gunner in the driving seat. She can fit in there, good. Here's Cobra Commander driving. Here's Destro in here. I saw a picture of this guy in there, but yeah, it's tough. Those straps have to really stretch, and I'm not doing it. Unfortunately for you, this thing is not the price it was when they initially talked about it. It was $3.99. I'm pretty sure you're never gonna get it at that price anymore. So, yeah. Sucks to be you if you didn't order it with the HASLAB. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'm gonna take a break. I'm tired. And then I've got to clean up all this and clean up this room. This room looks a wreck. If you watched up to this point, I super duper appreciate you. Click like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. T-Man978 out of here. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click the shit. Go ahead.